Greetings, dear readers. Welcome to another exciting edition of Pim's Peculiar Past, where we dive headfirst into the quirky corners of history. Today we're going down under to explore one of the most bizarre military engagements in history, the Great Emu War of 1932. No, you're not imagining things. Australia really did declare war on birds. Grab your binoculars and let's get started. The Feathered Foes. Our story begins in the aftermath of World War I, when Australian farmers struggled to cultivate their crops amidst economic hardship. Enter the emus, those large flightless birds with a penchant for wandering and, as it turns out, munching on crops. While a booming emu population, thanks to emus not being too picky about birth control, those feathery fiends descended upon the farmers' fields like a plague of particularly tall locusts. Call in the troops. Understandably upset by the invasion, the farmers called in the big guns. Literally, they sought assistance from the Australian government, which, in an act that seems inspired by a Monty Python sketch, sent in soldiers armed with machine guns. Major G.P.W. Meredith of the 7th Heavy Battery of the Royal Australian Artillery led this unusual campaign. The battle begins. In November 1932, the Emu War machine swung into action. The soldiers expected a quick victory, but the emus had other plans. These birds proved to be surprisingly tactical, splitting into smaller groups and running in all directions. The soldiers faced many challenges. The emus were fast, the terrain was tough, and the birds seemed to have a sixth sense for dodging bullets. Feathers fly and bullets miss. Over the course of the campaign, the soldiers fired thousands of rounds, but the emus remained undeterred. In one notable encounter, a machine gun mounted on a truck jammed after just a few shots, while the emus scattered to safety. Another time, despite a whole day of shooting, only a dozen emus were felled. Major Meredith was quoted as saying, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." A tactical retreat. After nearly a month of futile effort, the operation was called off. The soldiers had only managed to kill about 1,000 of the estimated 20,000 emus, and the war had become a national embarrassment. The emus had emerged victorious, having successfully defeated their right to snack on Australian crops. The aftermath. In the end, the government decided to provide more support to farmers for fencing and other measures to protect their crops from emus, rather than continue the avian assault. The emu population, meanwhile, continued to thrive, laughing in a very bird-like way at the memory of their military triumph. Lesson learned? The Great Emu War stands as a testament to the fact that sometimes nature's oddities can outwit human endeavors. It's a story that reminds us of the unpredictability of life and the importance of respecting our feathered friends, unless, of course, they start eating all your wheat. So there you have it, folks. The tale of how a group of emus bested the Australian military in a battle for the ages. Until next time, keep your history books open and your machine guns away from the wildlife. Stay curious. Do you have an unusual piece of history for Pim to research? Email us your suggestions at beastlybanterblog@gmail.com.